Well, having this lady on our show has become a St. Patrick's Day tradition. She leads tours of Ireland and Scotland. She's written 2 great Irish cookbooks, one called A Return to Ireland, and the other one, The Shamrock and Peach. Please give a warm Irish welcome back to our show to Judith McLoughlin. Judith, welcome back.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to be here.
It wouldn't be St. Patty's Day without you being here.
Well, it's wonderful to see so many people in the audience wearing green and
Yes.
so many shamrocks in the audience as well. And I have a few great stories to tell you about shamrocks as we move into the cooking segment.
Oh, I want to see what we're going to have because I'm hungry and I'm anxious to see what we're tasting tonight.
Well, we are going to be making Irish boxty, which is Irish potato pancakes, with some salmon, and we have a wonderful lemon butter sauce with that.
Sounds all good. We knew we were going to have potatoes in this somewhere with this Irish thing going on. All right, so what are we going to do?
So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to get you to help me, and I have a special spoon for you tonight. This is a shamrock spoon, just for you.
Thank you.
So you're going to stir with the shamrock spoon, and I have some potatoes. These are raw potatoes, and I have these in a cheesecloth. I'm just going to squeeze out the excess water, and you are going to mix everything together. I will talk about the ingredients, and then you can put everything together. Then the next thing that we're going to add to that is some cooked mashed potatoes that I have riced and cooked.
So we got raw potatoes and mashed potatoes that have been cooked.
Yes.
All right.
And then the next thing is some flour.
Okay.
And then I have a little bit of baking powder and salt that I'm just going to sieve. And then we're going to add our wet ingredients. So we have an egg, a raw egg, and I have some buttermilk that is going to bind everything together.
Lovely.
So
I like buttermilk. A lot of people don't, but I do, and it's great to cook with.
Now, there's a famous rhyme in Ireland that all the girls know, and the rhyme is boxty in the griddle, boxty in the pan. If you can't make boxty, you won't get a man.
Well, I really don't want a man, but whatever, melt your butter.
Well, I made this recipe for my husband 30 years ago.
Oh, and you ended up getting it.
And we're still married.
There you go. It worked.
This recipe has worked very well.
All right.
So we have this wonderful pan, and I see it's already got the heat going here, which is a great sign. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter or oil, but this pan is rather hot, so I'm actually going to do oil.
Okay.
But I do love the flavour of butter, especially Irish butter. So we may add some butter as well once the pan gets going.
And I love cast iron cooking.
Yes.
Just the best.
It is amazing. So I've got a couple of spoons. So in fact, if you would bring, Governor, the bowl to me, and I will just actually put a little pat of this. And we're going to make these small little pancakes like this. And it's got that nice sizzle. And these are delicious. We're going to be serving this, as I say, with the pan-seared salmon, but they're wonderful as an appetizer as well. And you can have them do tiny ones for heavier hors d'oeuvres, or you can make it into an entree and have it for a hearty weeknight dinner. So I'm going to just do a few of these, and they're going to cook for probably about 3 minutes each side. Okay. Sometimes I like to actually pan fry them and then finish them off in the oven as well, just because it has the raw potato and you want that to cook through.
Is that on a high heat?
Yeah, it should be a medium heat. So I'm going to switch that down a little bit lower than that.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I wanted to tell you a story about the shamrock.
Let's hear it.
I promised you the story. Yep. And this is one of the famous stories that everyone in Ireland knows, that you learn from a little girl, that I learned from a little girl. So this story is when St. Patrick went to the High King of Ireland and climbed the hill of Tara. And the High King said to him, "I am a pagan, and I don't understand why your Christian God is 3 yet 1. And St. Patrick looked down and he picked up a shamrock that was growing among the grass, and he held it up to the king, and he said, look at this. This plant is one stem, but it has 3 different leaves. And it is 3 in 1, 1 in 3. And that is how he described the Trinity. And the chieftain believed it. The High King said, I believe that's true. And this is a legend that has come down from 431. 432 is when St. Patrick came to Ireland. And that is the famous story that we all know. So when you look at the shamrock, you remember that story, that wonderful story.
I never knew that there was a spiritual connection to the shamrock. How many of you understood that that was the origin of St. Patrick's Day? Only a few, the real smart ones out here, the scholars. Most of us went to school in places like Arkansas. We didn't learn stuff like that, you know? We learned how to make taters. Now that we, by golly, did.
So while these are cooking, I'm going to switch that down a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to move over and we're going to start to assemble this wonderful dish together, because I said this will take a few minutes and I don't want to serve you the raw potatoes. So these are a few that I made backstage for you just about recently. So they should be nice and warm.
So I should try get a
Well,
fork?
I'm going to finish the whole dish together.
So the next thing
right
now.
I'm going to get a little bit of the pan-seared salmon.
That looks wonderful.
And I'm just going to put on top of that. And then I'm going to add some of this wonderful lemon butter sauce, which is very easy. The recipe is going to be on the Huckabee website. So you can click on that, and it's wonderful herbs, garlic, lemon, Irish butter. It's really delicious.
Sounds delicious.
And
Maybe
then
my wife will make that for me.
And then I'm just going to top that with a few of these wonderful little greens, and then I have some pickled red onion, and then we'll garnish this on the side with a little bit of lemon.
See, you care so much about how it looks, and that's good. Me, how it tastes. That's all I care.
Well, hopefully it will look good and taste good.
Well, it looks great. Okay, so if you think Irish cuisine means corned beef and green beer, you need Judith McLaughlin's cookbooks, A Return to Ireland and The Shamrock and Peach. And if you go to Huckabee.tv, we'll show you links to her website. Not only can you get her cookbooks, you can also learn more about Ireland and even join one of her upcoming personal tours of Ireland and Scotland. Now, believe me, there's no better guide on earth to show you those wonderful places. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.